So let's look at this reaction. What do we have? We have Pb, actually PbO, which is lead to oxide, or it's your, that pronunciation is. Then we have carbon, or your coke or charcoal. Then we have Pb, that is lead. And then we have CO2, that is carbon dioxide. That I'll not write. Now let's look at balancing it out. So we have the reactants and the, by mistake I have already written this off. And the product, then we are going to write lead, oxygen and carbon, the atoms that are involved in this reaction. Then we are going to map. So 1, 1, none. That is, in lead oxide, we have lead to be 1 and oxygen atom, number of oxygen atom is 1. So this is none, none and 1. Then Pb is 1, none and none. None, oxygen is 2 and this is 1. Is it balanced? Clearly not. Oxygen is 2, so we'll multiply this with 2. So LHS becomes equal to RHS. The only way that oxygen is 2 over here is by lead oxide being 2. Since this entire thing is 2, then lead also has to be 2. For that, the RHS, this has to be 2 and this is 2. So basically we are looking at 2 PbO plus carbon giving out 2 Pb plus CO2. And we have this to be solid, 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 and this is your gas. And we need heat. Okay, so significant heating is necessary for the reaction to proceed at a particular rate. Okay, yes. Then what else? Next is indicator. One is your gas, and obviously PbO converting to Pb, there has to be some kind of color or something. Let's see. One is gas being evolved, gas formation. That's one of the indicators. So this is CO2 is colorless and odorless. So we'll just get to see bubbles. So CO2 is, let me change the color. CO2 is colorless and we can't even smell that. Right? Odorless. Okay, guys. Then what else? Then what do we have? We have, what else? What else? Change in solid appearance, that is change in solid. So what does it mean? The yellowish or the reddish solid lead PbO, lead oxide, reacts with the black carbon. Okay, and black carbon. So upon doing this, right, upon the heat and everything, we'll end up with, change the color, we'll end up with a dull gray metallic lead. So that is after it's cooling and all, it's cooled and all of that. That's one of the requirement. And what else? Then we have the mechanism. So let's look at it. Just a second, where is it? Yeah. So we have lead to be, lead is not here. Somewhere it's supposed to be coming here, 82 actually. I didn't place it. Okay, anyways, just let me write this. So we have PbO to be ionic bond. That's one thing that I'll tell. And carbon is covalent bond. And when Pb becomes separates, then it is metallic bond. And CO2 and all of that is your covalent bond, is it not? Okay, now the question of, now the question of it being, which is being oxidized and reduced and all of that, right? So first thing first, let's look at reduced. So who is reduced? Let me write before and after. To begin with, PbO, right, become Pb. And we know oxygen, it wants to. So lead is charged with 2. And over here, it is correct 0. Is it not? So this is neutral. So it moved from 2 to 0 plus 2 to 0 means what? It gained electron. So lead was reduced. And next is oxidized. So here too we'll write before and after. Who got oxidized? Well, carbon, which was neutral, right? I mean, at least oxidation state is 0. Oxidization state is 0. Now, when it becomes CO2, carbon is bound to the oxygen. So it will take up 4. So this will be C. This will take up oxygen 2 oxygen will take up 4 of electron, right? Oxygen you can see over here. This I can show. Carbon and oxygen. So carbon is okay with giving up or taking 4 while oxygen wants to. So 2 oxygen will need 4 electron. And so here it got oxidized. From 0 it became 4. Agree, guys? Let me write it off here. From 0 it went to 4 means it lost 4 electron. That's nothing but your oxidized. It got oxidized. Again, everything has similar pattern. Just understand that it's quite simple. And yes, getting familiar with this is important. I can promise that even I have to write every time to remember this. So it is so. You have to respect it. You have to recall it every now and then. It's the norm. So don't get bogged down that you can't remember. It will take time and you have to practice.